Hiya folks, StrategicWolf here and welcome back to another Tips for Beginners video. Today we're finishing at long last all those keywords and statuses. Now as always, if you find this video helpful, do like, do subscribe, and also folks, do follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both links are in the description of this video. It would be greatly appreciated. That's it. That's the intro. Let's jump in. Let's do it. Alrighty, so the first keyword I want to talk about was devotion. Now, devotion, the 6 main cards that spring to mind are our evolving cards. So Jacques, Miraculous Child, Varax's Prince, Usurper, Ethna, Oberyn, and Harold. Now, if I click on Varax's Prince here, grunting at his training dummy. Now, at the start of the round, while in hand or deck, transform. So at the end of, at the start, why would I say end when it says start? It's the start of round 2. End of round 1, same thing. End of round 1, the start of round 2. Varax's Prince transforms into Varax's Outcast. However, Outcast will not become king without devotion. Okay, start of the round, hand or deck, transform, devotion. That's the same with Usurper. That's the same with Ethna. It's the same with all 6 evolving cards. So what does devotion mean? Devotion means you cannot have any neutral cards in your deck. You have to be entirely devoted to that specific faction. So with Varax's Prince, you can only have Northern Realms cards in your deck. That's units, specials, and artifacts. No neutrals of any kind whatsoever. Now, so the other cards that care about devotion are, well, all these cards care about devotion, but let's say, for example, Winter Queen, devotion, thrive. If you do not have any neutral cards, all monster cards, this card gains thrive. Okay, the thrive keyword, the thrive mechanic. However, if you have only one neutral card, this card does not gain thrive. Okay, another prime example, Skjordal Drummond, devotion, veteran keyword. We talked about this in our Skellige video. Veteran is when the base power changes at the beginning of round 2 and 3. So in round 2, Skjordal becomes 4 base power with the veteran keyword, and round 3 he's 5 base power. However, if you have at least one neutral card, Skjordal will remain at 3 base power for the entire game because you will not have devotion. Okay, so for devotion you have to have only that specific faction's cards. So Skjordal, only Skellige cards. Eldian, only Scoia'tael cards. That, folks, is devotion. Simple, easy as that. Alright? Alright, so next keyword I want to talk about is cooldown. So a card like Griffin Witcher. Order ability on the melee row, damage an enemy unit by 1. Cooldown 1. Adrenaline 3, ignore that for now, folks. We'll get to adrenaline later on in this video, okay? So, adrenaline's pretty much a new keyword not long in the game. So let's play the Griffin Witcher here. Okay? It's an order ability. No zeal to wait for next turn. Okay, our turn again. Our order ability is now active. Now, order abilities normally are a one-time thing unless you have charges or cooldown. Now, charges means that if I have 4 charges, I can do 4 order abilities at once. This means, cooldown means you can only do it once per turn. Okay? Or, if it's a cooldown of 2, once every 2 turns. Or cooldown of 3, once every 3 turns. I don't think there actually are any cooldown of 3 cards. There are cooldown of 2. Ivor of Belhaven, for example, the Witcher card, is a cooldown 2. Okay? But so most of those cooldown ones also have reduced things. So for example, play a Witcher and you reduce Ivo's cooldown kind of thing. Elven Swordmaster, play an elf and reduce the cooldown. So this here, Griffin Witcher, let's damage Odo. Okay, little timer, little egg timer, 1. Cooldown 1, have to wait till next turn. So let's just play another card. Let's play this. That's pretty pointless. 2 shields, doesn't really matter. It's only a demonstration. Just a demonstration. Now he's gonna play something random, hopefully quickly. So this video is not long and boring. And do not 4 charges to that, seriously. they all hit that? Okay, as you can see, cooldown is now over, so we can reuse that once again. That's cooldown, folks. Simple as that. Now, straight away, we're going to do another keyword, and that is the keyword. Let me just check my little sheet. Yep. Initiative. Okay. Geralt, Igni. Deploy, destroy the highest power units on an enemy row with a total of 35 or more power. Initiative, destroy the highest power units on an enemy row with a total of 20 or more power instead. So, if we open this up, have a look. 27. The total of the range row is 27. So, initiative, destroy the highest power unit on an enemy row with power of 20. 35 for deploy. It's not 35 just yet. But if I play him, will it work? No. Why not? Because I've actually used, without even thinking, I've used the order ability on my Griffin. I've already done something. Initiative means it has to be the first thing you do that turn. So for Geralt Igni's initiative to work, I have to do it straight away. Therefore, this is very important. This card cannot be played. Cannot be played with Royal Decree or Neomancy or something like that. Also, can't be tutored with Geralt Quain, because that would be your first action of the turn. Okay, initiative, it has to be the very first thing you do. So if we're going to do something else this turn, folks, let's play a pact here. End the turn. Nope, he passed. Well, we can take the round, folks. Don't click this. Geralt Igni. With a leader charge. There you go. That's the initiative keyword, folks. Okay, it has to be the first thing you do. So if I had used the ping, it wouldn't have worked. I mean, a dead Geralt Igni. It would not have destroyed the highest unit. Okay, has to be the first. Initiative is the first action you take of that turn. Simple as that. Alright, let's move on. Alright, now I want to talk about the keyword Echo. Okay, so there are certain Echo cards in the game. Neomancy's one, and there's one for each faction. Okay, Amphibious Assault. Echo, play a Northern Realms unit from your deck with a provision cost of 9 or less, boosted by 1 for each provision below the limit. Now, what we're talking about is Echo. What Echo means is this card gets 2 uses throughout the entire game. So I'm going to use this card. Okay, going to use it. We get a Redanian Knight. Nice little engine. Okay, I can bleed our opponent a little bit. If I now look at my graveyard, there's Amphibious Assault. Now what will happen, at the beginning of the next round, this card goes back on top of my deck and I automatically draw it for its second use. When it's used the second time, which I'll show you in a moment, it then gains, so it disappears, okay? Because it gains doomed prior to the second use. It's in my graveyard now. The start of the next round, in this case round 3, it will go back on top of my deck with the doom status. I can use it the second time, then it's gone from the game. Okay? So let's end the turn. See what our opponent does. Gonna play Botchling, okay. Means he has to play another card. No, not necessarily actually. Oh no, he does have to play another card. Yeah, he does. I can pass. Okay, useful enough bleed in that situation. Ooh, 2 gold cards to my bronze. Well, I know it was Amphibious Assault, which is gold. Yeah, not bad. Silly AI. Why would you give it and then try? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now 11 cards. Wait for it. 12 cards, because the Amphibious Assault is back on top. Okay. So there it is, and now has the doomed status. I can use it now a second time. And this time, it will just disappear from the game, because it has doomed. Let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of... Let's get rid of that. Right. So now we're going to use this for the second time. Okay. Has doomed. So once I use it, it will not go to my graveyard. Let's use this. And let's get Griffin Witcher, why not? And now, if I look in the graveyard, the Amphibious Assault is not there because I have the Doom status. That, folks, is Echo. Now, let's move on. Alright, folks, now let's have a little talk about counter, okay? So a card like Alzur. Whenever you play a spell card, spawn a random unit with the same revision cost on this row, counter 3. So let's play Alzur. Alright, now as you can see, little symbol, little egg timer, and a 3, all blue, so different from the cooldown one. Okay, it's also a little slanted square, okay, whereas this one's a circle. So that means that you can only do this 3 times. So you can actually play and benefit from this. You can play as many spell cards as you want. You'll only get to spawn a random unit 3 times. Let's end the turn, then we're going to play some spell cards and watch our counter go down. So let's see what our opponent does here. We actually have 3 spell cards in hand. We'll play all of them. But
my latest masterpiece. Behold it, admire.
quite a good thing to kill, stop the shield. Yeah. So let's use Alzur's Thunder. It's a spell. And Alzur will spawn something. And the timer goes down. Or the counter, sorry, the counter goes down. It's also similar. The counter has now gone down to 2. Let's end the turn and do 1 more. See what our opponent does here. Another Artificer, my goodness. And let's play Rune Ward to give this dude some vitality and a shield. And the counter has went down once again. Let's just do this and do that. Brilliant. That's counter, folks. Now, let me just check my little sheet. Yeah. Excellent. So, folks, last keyword. Last keyword. And that is adrenaline, folks. Alright, so we have a little look here now at Vesemir Mentor. Deploy, boost all your Witchers on the board by 1. Which we have a Witcher. Griffin Witcher. Okay. Adrenaline 4, also boost Witchers in your hand and deck. Now this card is now highlighted in red because I've actually added in a thing recently where when a card gets to its adrenaline, it now highlights, which I think is kind of cheating in a way because you kind of have to think about it before. Basically what it means is that adrenaline means you have to have that, so in this case adrenaline 4, that number of cards or less in your hand. So, as you can see we now currently have 5 cards. That's a little secret to it. That if you play this card, we can't play him this turn, just wait for next turn because we've played a card. But if you play this card, now you're only left with 4 in your hand. That's a little secret to it, okay? But yeah, it's not really rocket science anymore because now they're all highlighted in red. Let's just end the turn anyway, and then we play Vesemir Mentor with an adrenaline of 4. When we actually do play him, you'll actually see the Geralt Quinn should light up red because he will then be at adrenaline 3.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay. So, boost Witchers on the board. This should boost by 1. Also, in your hand and deck. Any in the deck? Yes, Keldar's in the deck. So you should get a boost. Because we're adrenaline, and so should Geralt Quinn, who's in our hands. Let's play Vesemir Mentor. Yep, boosted. Boosted. Excuse me. And boosted. And as you can see, Geralt Quinn is now lit up in red, because he's now at adrenaline 3. 4 cards left in hand, so next turn when we can play a card, if we play this card, he's at adrenaline 3. That's adrenaline, folks. Pretty simple. It was kind of cooler when it first came out. You had to actually count the cards yourself and think, oh, when did I have to play them? Now, they're all just lit up in red, so it's actually pretty easy, especially if you're a beginner. But yeah, folks, that is the adrenaline keyword. And folks, that is it. That's our keywords over. We only have now 2 statuses to do. Let's do them. Alright, folks, so 2 things left, 2 statuses. The first one is Veil. So Carrick City Guard, Eggman, both cards that have Veil. The Veil status, which is this little purple. I don't even really know what it is. Is it? I don't even know what it is. A little purple. Actually, looks like actually it looks now to me like two shoulders and a hood, like Assassin's Creed kind of style. Don't know what the symbol's meant to be, but that is the symbol for veil. The veil status. Let's just play the Carrick City Guard.
Weapons on the bench.
Has an order ability.
You deaf?
Orders not used, boosts itself, etc. etc. Veil. The veil status means that this card cannot get any other status, cannot gain any other statuses. This card cannot be poisoned. This card cannot be locked. This card cannot gain a shield, cannot gain doomed, can't gain any other status. Okay, if it has the veil status, it cannot gain any other status or statuses. That's veil, folks. Simple as that. Now, our last ever status. Let's do it. Alright, folks, this is it. Our last ever status. Okay. I'm really excited. Okay, this has been a long journey of keywords and statuses. A very long journey indeed. So, this, folks, actually is one that I missed by mistake. But I told you that I have a little sheet and I'd make sure that I covered everything. So I actually missed the Rupture status by mistake in the Skellige video. Alright, so Tigvi Twersic. Veteran, keyword, we know about that. Gains base power increases by 1 the end of or the beginning of each round. Deploy, give an enemy unit Rupture. Now what Rupture did at the very beginning was really, really overpowered. Basically, it gave the Rupture status to the enemy unit, and at the beginning of the opponent's, or the end of their turn, was it? It's the end of their turn? Yeah, the end of their turn. At the end of their turn, it just damaged it with whatever power it was. So like if it was like an Osrail, or if it was an engine, even an engine that kept growing, there was nothing they could do to unless they purified it. There was nothing they could do to stop it. They couldn't like give it a few boosts to save it or anything like that. It just there's a question. Did a shield protect it? Damage? Maybe a shield actually did protect Rupture, I'm not sure. But yeah, Rupture's really OP, really overpowered. Now, Rupture just damages the unit by its base power. So if it's a boosted unit, it won't automatically die. So, let's give the Necker Warrior Rupture. There you go. So that little yellow man, human shape with a red background, that is the Rupture. This is the only card that has Rupture in the game, which is kind of strange to me that there's not more. Maybe there will be more in the future. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But that is the Rupture status. So we're going to end the turn. Now they're going to take their turn. And then the Necker Warrior, base power 4, will be damaged by 4. There you go. Thanks to Pugo's random damage, it definitely killed it. There you go. But that's the Rupture keyword. Okay, at the first start, it damaged it by just whatever power it was. At the end of their turn, very overpowered. Killed Osrail, killed an engine like Anna Strenger, you know, to try to infiltrate. It destroyed everything, and Skellige was really, really strong. Skellige Warriors was really strong when this card came out. Still is really strong, but Rupture was nerfed. But yes, folks, that's the status Rupture. There you go. Simple as that. Alright, folks, so that is it. We made it at long last, and I'm very, very happy. All keywords and statuses done. And folks, that's it. We're nearly at the end of the tips series. I have one more video for you. It'll be up very, very shortly. We could talk a little bit about tempo, thinning, tutoring cards, and then a little bit of a secret in Gwent that people know about, but some people don't. And I doubt that you beginners will. So a little bit of a secret. So yeah, that's coming up very soon. And that will be our tip series finished then. But thank you for sticking with me, folks, over the keywords and statuses. Hope you find it helpful, and hope you find the demonstrations and the visuals helpful. And yeah, but thank you for watching, folks. Hope you find this video helpful and hope you enjoyed. Till next time, take care of yourselves.